What's up? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Radiant Thoughts. It's your boy KP.
It's your girl Tori J.
And we back. We back with another episode for y'all. First and foremost, we're gonna start out with something. I know y'all see something new going on right here, you know what I'm saying? We got a little neon going on back here. This was an early Christmas present only because, you know, I'm smart. You know, I played detective. I peeped it out and I seen it.
Yo, you saw a picture of it on my computer.
Because she was lacking. Not my fault. I did. Initially, the package came. I signed for the package and I seen that it said Radiant.
It wasn't supposed to come while you were home.
But I was home and I was the only one here. Somebody had to sign for it. But,
and then they put a picture of it and then just so happens to have the sticker on like the rest of it. So all you saw was a picture with the Radiant.
It was not discreet. But this is a great Christmas present added to the scenery. So shout out to moms and shout out to you for putting this together for me. So we got something new for y'all. But before we go any further, I want y'all to like and subscribe, share this out to all y'all peoples, hit that notification button so you get notified whenever we drop a video, you know what I'm saying? So, but without further ado, let's get into the episode. First and foremost today, we're gonna talk about what is Black culture, what is culture in general, and comment down below, what does Black culture mean to you, or what does culture mean to you? Because I know my whole audience ain't Black, you know what I'm saying? So don't come at me. But what does culture mean to you, and how do you define what your particular culture is? So we won't speak on that, touch bases on that, and also I want to get into the bad side of what is killing our culture. So I guess we'll start off with what do you think is the culture? Because you hear that a lot. We hear that often, like, oh, we doing this for the culture, you know, this for the culture. So what is the culture?
I think when people say that saying, I don't necessarily know what that means. Like, I'm doing it for the culture.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. But just culture in general, Black culture, you know, like, it's a wide aspect of what Black culture is.
Variety of things. It's a lot of things that tie into culture in general, because when you speak on, like, people always talk about like Japanese culture and how they have their rituals or practices, and that all comes together in one, like, under one umbrella. So I can say, like, with African American culture, you know, music, we got like different games that we may have came up with. Like, I feel like spades is Black culture solidified.
I don't know how to play that, so I'm gonna just set that one out.
Anywho, spades. Like I said, music. So anywhere from like just the jazz and then R&B and hip hop and all those different things, I feel like are, you know, a part of Black culture. So for you, what is like your favorite part of Black culture?
I think the hairstyles and stuff, like the braids. Like, I don't know. I think just being like, when I was younger, always being at Lamont shop and seeing like,
Lamont.
My mom used to get, I don't know what it's called. You know, you've seen pictures and stuff. How her used to be like the little, I don't know, it's like a little updo. And like, I don't know, I just, Black people with hair is like...
Nah, for sure. I used to go to the Shea Galleria. They used to be in there. Braiding hair and stuff.
It's just versatile.
You know,
like, I don't know. I feel like other cultures, they can't really do too much with their hair. It's kind of sad and boring. But, like, I don't know. We switched up a little bit.
We got some styles. You got anything from dreads, locks, braids.
Press, quick weave, wigs,
so many
sewing.
different things. So, yeah, that's an art.
Yeah.
That's an art, for sure.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of Black culture?
I would say my favorite part is the music aspect of it. I'm a music head, so just hearing sounds and how you put sounds together, how it could be just, it can change your mood. It's like real calming. And then you got you know, the rap that gets you into a different type of like feeling. So I think hip hop, the hip hop part of it, or not just the hip hop, but the music aspect of the culture is my favorite part.
Do you like the jazz part as well, or is it more so just hip hop? Because I've never heard you listen to jazz.
It's funny. Me and Quinn was talking about that the other day, and he said, "You listen to jazz?"
I've never heard you listen to jazz.
Yeah, it depends on what I'm doing. You know, you got different frequencies for different.
When have you listened to jazz music?
I played jazz on Alexa.
When?
Last week.
I was here?
Yes. No, you weren't. You were at work. That's when me and Quinn talked about it because we talked on the phone. So you do it in private? I guess so. Yeah, Quinn was like, "You said play some jazz." I said, "Yeah, you gotta listen to some jazz sometimes." Do like homework, yeah, you know, something that's more calming. You know,
I feel like I only ever hear jazz at like banquets or like formal events. That's just like the little dinner music that they play.
The little dinner music to unwind.
The elevator music. Yeah.
No, but I pretty much like everything. Not everything as a whole, but I like majority of it. I think there's certain things that play like a significant role in the culture, I feel like. So what do you think the significance of culture is in general?
I feel like culture is important. It's like a way of bringing everybody together, especially in the Black community. Just like from the history and like the background of Black people just in general. So just having that like sense of community, that sense of like togetherness in a way.
That camaraderie.
Yeah. Like I think it's very, very important.
I think it gives us something to kind of stand on. Yeah. And I like...
Because I mean like Black culture is also like the main point where everybody take a little piece here and there from and like try to replicate it a little bit. So I think that's something important that Black people started something.
Yeah. And I think it's important that we hold on to our stuff too and keep it in high regard, because we see people, you know, biting at things that we do and you know, that makes it, to me, realize that okay, this is something that's of some sort of stature that we need to keep up. I think the culture is the significance of the culture is important though, just for the simple fact that we have something that's ours. Yeah.
So I know you said like bringing the culture like together and like being important and stuff and like holding it to a high regard. So I want to talk about the music, because I know you said that's your favorite part of like Black culture. Do you think that the music today is negatively impacting culture?
Absolutely.
How?
You be hearing what they be rapping about? They be rapping about some crazy stuff, bro. I swear. I feel like that, personally, I feel like we're killing the culture. Yeah. Like entertainment wise. So not even just rap, but entertainment as a whole is down the toilet. Like,
I don't like the fact that like, I know like Black people, you know, we try to like stay in the light and do all that stuff, but I really hate that it's always like negative. It's always negative.
It's always negative, and that's my problem or my issue with it. I feel like we can do things that are more positive. I feel like people sell out and do these negative things all the time just for this is gonna make me a couple dollars, but ultimately that's what you risking.
Like, what are you putting out? You have to think about that. Like, the stuff that you're putting out is very negative, and imagine your kid listening to the stuff that you're putting out.
But like, I don't think they look at it that far.
But you should. Like, you should. I don't know.
I feel like it personally you should.
It shouldn't be for like a quick dollar, because of course not everybody gets to make it that far. So you have to use that platform to be able to provide that message for like the younger people in your generation.
Money don't last too long.
Yeah.
So, but as far as just simply speaking on the music side of things, I feel like music has been bad since the 80s, pretty much. Late 80s, early 90s, it was pretty terrible. But like, I think now it's transcended to a whole different area. But it started there. So like, I know we always talk about like how today's music is. We can't talk trash about today's music, knowing that gangster rap pioneered all of this. And I'm an advocate. I ain't gonna say I'm an advocate, but I listen to a lot of that gangster rap.
I think it's like the older music isn't as, some of it is, but it's not as like direct, I think, as like the music today. Like, I don't know, they be saying some crazy stuff.
It's real raunchy now.
That's a weird word.
Yeah, because the music weird. RAUNCHY. Raunchy.
I don't know if that's how you spell it.
I think that's right, raunchy.
But yeah, I don't know.
Let me know if that's right in the comments.
It's very like, I don't know. It's like just very straight to the point.
It's no art behind it at this point.
I don't know. You're just talking crazy. I don't feel like.
So you got like the drill music. Now I grew up in drill music. That's when I was turning, 12, 13. So my preteen and the rest of my years was all drill music, and that's all you heard.
All right.
So of course we own it, but not realizing that has a super negative impact on your environment, because now music is one of the biggest influences. It influences everybody. Like when Chief Keef and them came out, said they was smoking Tuka. People in Saginaw was smoking Tuka. They ain't even know who Tuka was.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was gonna say. I feel like, well, it's two sides to that, because that's their music. If that's what they feel like their form of art or whatever is, that's fine. But it's also up to people listening to it to not take into it as well. Just because I'm listening to the City Girls don't mean I'm gonna act like them, or you know what I mean? Like, just kind of like,
you shouldn't. But I feel like that's hypocritical.
I mean, it is, but it isn't, because I feel like, they just trying to make some money, honestly.
But
like most people do. We just
talked about that fast dollar selling out for it, though.
That's true. But at the same time, if they're going to continue to put that out, it's up to people listening. It's up
to the consumer to not.
But
consume
then also, I want to put a take on this too. If people steady putting music out, Black people, and we don't listen to it, then it's, you're not supporting, or you're not, you know what I mean? And they not making no money.
Honestly, I feel like we shouldn't support it. In all honesty, like, there's no reason for Sexy Red to be able to come out and say a lot of the stuff that she does, and we still support it. There's no reason for us to be supporting a lot of the drill rap that came out, because the drill rap was nothing. I'm gonna just kill such and such over there today.
Yeah,
that's all. Like, we had no business supporting that.
Yeah.
So like, I honestly, because I stopped listening to a lot of stuff that I did listen to, because there's no art behind it, and it's all just derogatory towards the culture. So I feel like we should be against it, in all honesty. I
know it's just common, like, do you feel like, I know we don't have kids, but like, do you feel like parents should limit what their kids listen to?
Absolutely. I think so. I think there should be a cap on the things that you allow your kids to see and don't see,
I feel like you can, but you can't at the same time. Like, you can limit it, but then if they say they go to the mall, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can only limit it so much.
You can only limit it so much, but ultimately, I feel like once a kid gets to those certain ages to where they're able to be, by themselves, and they're gonna get experience and exposed to stuff, as a parent, you should know that those things are gonna happen, and just be able to explain and redirect, kind of.
Yeah, like that video you showed me of that little boy.
Oh yeah, that little boy. Y'all know the video I'm talking about. He said, "Hey, the police get behind us. We gonna do 60 miles."
That was insane. Like, I've never. How old was he?
He probably was like 9.
That's ridiculous. He doesn't even know what he's saying. I don't know if y'all know what video he's talking about, but I just heard it the first time the other day, and that was insane.
Yeah.
Like,
that's like misleading the kids and guiding them to
the thing is, though, like, they see these people that are black, that are successful, that got money, and think, oh, they're doing that. That's how I'm supposed to make money.
The influence.
That's not good.
Yeah. Like, and I feel like our influence, the influence that a lot of these artists have over the culture is what's leading us to negative areas. So, like, I spoke on this a little. Me and Anaya touched on this in me and Anaya's interview, and like I asked her, you know, should artists be more conscious of what they're putting in the music, knowing that they're putting it out to a lot of people, and a lot of people consume this and really feel this and take the stuff to heart. So I feel like it should be, you should think about that if you know your fan base. Now, like,
I mean, but even if that's your, I don't know, like I know y'all talked about Cardi B, I think, like, she don't let her daughter listen to the music, but why are you putting it out if it's something that your daughter can't listen to? Yeah,
and that's the part that I play on the line with, because as an artist, you're free of your artistic expression for sure.
But if you're limiting your own kid to listen to your stuff, there should be no reason that you're continuously putting out the same stuff.
But it should be for a older audience.
I mean, but a lot of people that are parents now are our age. They don't think about, let me censor this for my kid. They're going to listen to whatever they want to listen to in the car with a 2-year-old that's picking up everything they hear.
That's facts.
So you're focusing on the larger audience, yet the older audience, but there's no, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like this is only for 20-year-old people.
That's true.
So
it's hard to censor it in that fashion.
I don't know. Like, I think overall just music needs to be a little more censored and kind of like.
And it's crazy because we went from NWA, F the Police.
Crazy stuff too, but.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We came from NWA, F the Police, and them trying to get their stuff on the radio and being able to say what you wanted to say freely, to where now we're at a point to where, like,
it's too far gone.
Hey, cut this back a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how that works, because we're progressing, but at the same time it's like we need to find a cutoff to some of this stuff that's not beneficial for us. And so I have a hard time listening and agreeing to a lot of stuff that the artists say, because they pose their music one way, and then when they come try to talk, it's another way. And it's always, this is when I hate. I give all the glory to God, but you out here making this devil music. You out here making this.
Talking about shooting somebody last week.
But you give all the glory to the Most High. Like, it don't. Yeah. And I feel like
and that's the thing though. Like, half the time these rappers don't even be doing half the stuff they be talking about. They're just doing it to become famous and get some money.
Yeah, and it's misleading.
Because the kids think that that's what they're supposed to do.
Because, like, and a lot of people say that they don't do, like, or music doesn't affect them that way. And I just can remember vividly, if I'm going to a basketball game, football game, or whatever, and I got my headphones in, and I'm playing a certain type of music to get me prepared to go play, and I'm not listening to no jazz on the way to the football game. I need to go bust some heads.
But then, like I said, that's at that point, at that age, that's up to the consumer to know, like, I'm not finna go, because he said he shot Day last week. I'm not finna go shoot Day tomorrow.
Shoot Day.
I don't. That's the first name that came to my head. But
Day.
Sorry.
Day go punch
Johnny.
All right.
I'm gonna go, like, I don't know. It just.
They go put you in the chokehold.
I don't want no beef. I don't want no beef.
Nah, yeah, it is up to the consumer to understand and be able to have your own cognitive thought process and deal with what's said in the song and learn how to.
Yeah, I mean, like, even when I was growing up, like, I wasn't completely sheltered from music. I listened to music, but at a certain point, like, I remember it was like, I told you the other day, like, one of the songs I was singing, my dad was like, no, like, and he cut it off. And, like, I think at the point where he realized that I would start, like, my mama didn't really listen to music like that, but, like, my dad used to listen to Jeezy and, like, you know, all that. And I think at the point when he realized that I, like, was listening to it more because he was listening to it. Like, he stopped playing it around me.
Right. Yeah.
I get in the car, we listening to 107.1 now. I ain't listening to Jeezy no more.
Nah, my dad told me about the time I got him in trouble, I guess. He used to play Too Short. And if anybody knows Too Short, we're just gonna leave it there. And I guess I got in the car. I was young. I don't remember it. I got in the car and asked my mama, can she play Too Short? And I guess she was like, why you know about Too Short? Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I don't think I heard Too Short in the car with my dad for a nice while.
We had went over to my uncle's house, and his son at the time was like preschool. I don't remember. I was like a little older. And he got in the car with me and my dad. He was like, can you play Lil Wayne? Or like he said like the song on the CD that his dad had. Mm-hmm. My dad was like, why do you even like know what that is?
Yeah. But and it's not just hip hop though, because I feel like entertainment as well is and even we can go from the constant like slave movies that we put out. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's killing the culture because who constantly wants to see something?
I don't watch that stuff.
I don't watch them no more. Like, who constantly wants to see us be beat?
I've never watched
be
Roots.
Raped, be Roots is very.
Because I've always heard like it's bad, not bad, but like it's
Yeah, and from that to like we got Housewives of Atlanta or like Bad Girls Club.
That's the thing too. All the like black reality shows. Like I mean, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, white people don't really be doing all the crazy stuff. But like I said, how black people, I feel like it's negatively impacting because in a way, I feel like black people always feel like I need to be like in the light. I need to do whatever to be in the light kind of thing. Yeah. Like I'm gonna act out, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna be ghetto, I'm gonna like, you don't have to do that.
You don't,
like,
you don't have to, and that's what I want like our generation to be able to see now that we're coming into adulthood, that's not ideal. Like they getting the clicks, they getting
but that's
seen.
Not like in a positive way. They're like, people are looking at that like, oh, let me see what they're doing today because I know they acting crazy.
Yeah, so like it doesn't benefit, and so I want there to be more things that help benefit us and grow us. Makes us think on a more intellectual level. Yeah. Like the stuff that we consume on the day-to-day basis. Like when we sit here and we just scrolling, we getting fed like 99% BS. It's just all fluff on the internet that we see. We watching somebody fight. You can get on the internet and see somebody get killed. You can get on the internet, you see people getting raped. You can get on it, like you can see all of that stuff. And I think we become so like desensitized to it to the point where it's just whatever. And we don't realize that that's having like psychological effects on us. And I feel like all of those things are damaging to the culture though. So I definitely want there to be like something that takes us away from that, something that gets us more involved into other things, more intellectual conversations, more, actual arts, you know, so.
I was going to talk about that for my next point because I know you just brought that up too. So like, do you feel like having that sense of like real community, because I feel like black communities don't really have that anymore, like that sense of real community and like how your environment shapes the way that you act? Absolutely.
I feel like we need that, and I spoke on that on my last episode when I was just speaking of like men coming together and having that community. I feel like we always was told it takes a village to raise a child, and having a community around you helps guide you in the right directions. So if we have a strong, think of like the Panthers, Black Panthers, they had a community. They were teaching their kids. They had the Breakfast Club. They had certain things that helped. We had people in collectives that were teaching the kids or dealing with groups of people, we had some camaraderie, and we stood for something. I think today we don't really stand for nothing, and it's always, oh, I'm not doing nothing with them.
That's what I was about to say. So I think part of it, for one, bring back the after school programs.
That's a fact.
Bring back First Ward, summer day camps, all the stuff that I used to go to when I was little. Like, I feel like the generation has gotten so bad now that, like, the people that are, like, not too old to help, they don't, like, when people be acting crazy, they don't want to help them.
They don't want to,
because they don't want to help themselves. Yeah. And, like, even, like, I would say, like, the young adults now, which is our generation, we ain't no better. How we gonna help? Most of us.
How do we help, though? How do you think we reach our generation to become more collective?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah, it's a hard thing.
Because the stuff I be seeing on Facebook, then how people be acting, that's like our age and a little older. I don't know.
But I think that starts young. So having influence over younger kids, or you seeing certain things as you're growing up, it affects you when you become our age.
But, like, I don't know where the shift was, because, like, my sister, like, her generation, I mean, she's 10 years older, but, like, they don't be acting crazy. I don't know what happened between the 10 years between them and us.
Some of them do.
I mean, but, like, how we are now.
Yeah, it's on the grand.
Like, what happened? And so, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like whenever that shift was, it's just gotten worse since then. Because we talked about this before. Like, even people like my younger sister's age, like, they see their older cousins that's our age doing God knows what, and they think that's all they see, because that's like everybody is like that. So if that's all you're constantly seeing, so that's what you think your only way is until you get exposure to something else.
That's what I was gonna ask. What's the change to, like,
people
how do you
need to stop acting crazy and get their life together?
How do you expose them? How do you help people, for one, get their life together, and how do you expose the younger kids to more things? Do you bring, like you said, the more programs we have around?
But who's gonna run them? It's gonna have to be us,
and that's fine.
We are the new adults.
And half of us need help ourselves.
Exactly.
So
but my thing with that is, just like you go on social media and you see everybody acting crazy, you want to act like that. You see people that have their sane mind and are doing things correctly, and you choose not to follow that.
Because we've made the negatives cool.
Exactly.
We've made going out drinking and coming home stupid drunk, or going out getting high, popping pills. We made that the cool part of our society, and not uplifting the guy that's going to work. We're not uplifting the entrepreneur. We're not uplifting the artist that's actually making art. We're not uplifting those type of people. We're not teaching trades like my uncle.
No, they're teaching scams. They ain't teaching no trade.
Yeah, they teaching scams for sure. My uncle, taught me how to do carpentry. We don't have many people like that anymore. So, like, having those type of people around that are leaders and can take groups of young kids and direct them in different areas is key. And like, I spoke on it for the men last episode, but what do you think for, like, women could be done to help change, like, for the older women to help, or for, like, something that you would do to help younger women growing up, like your younger sister age, or
I think, well, I know they still have it, but it's definitely not as big, like, in Saginaw as it used to be. But, like, the youth groups that we used to have. So I used to be in the Zenos. I know there was, like, the Ivy Leagues, the Delta Gems, and they were ran by members of, like, Alpha Kappa Alpha or Delta Sigma Theta, and stuff like that. So just having prominent people who are in the community, like, actually doing things and, like, willing to help, and, like, that's their initiative, versus, I don't know, like, I think just having people being actually willing to help you and, like, guide you when your parents sometimes aren't guiding you, because there's plenty of people who, like, at home their life is not.
So having that village.
Definitely. I think it also starts from, like, in the home to, like, having your mother as an example. So, like, my parents, I feel like they were a little strict, but could have been a little more lenient. But I definitely, like, appreciate it now, seeing how everybody else acts.
I think that's the same for me. I always feel like my parents are strict, and getting into the real world and seeing how you need to operate, how you should be operating.
Yeah.
They definitely did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it definitely starts at home, and, like, the women that you're around in your family being an example as well. Yeah.
But for the culture aspect of things, I think it's important that we have communities, because that's a culture. Like I said, I was always taught it takes a village to raise a child. So having that village around you and bring you up the right way helps improve the culture. We're putting more brilliant minds into the culture that can do many different things, instead of keeping them in the bad environments, and they falling victim to all the things that we've seen throughout our lives, and I feel like we need to steer away from that. So I think it's important to have those leaders, have necessary people around you that, or in the community, that can help uplift the culture, and also promoting more of, like, the good aspects of the culture. I hate that anytime I go to Instagram, it's always the negative. Well, I've actually filtered I ain't did nothing bad. I filter my Instagram to only see certain things, and I unfollowed a lot of folks.
I'm not gonna lie, I muted anything, like, on Twitter, Blueface, and what's that girl name?
Krishan.
Yeah,
I muted Sexy Red.
I ain't mute her yet, because I don't be seeing her too much. I don't really be seeing her either. I see her on TikTok, but
I see too much Suki. Now, and my thing be though, instead of us bashing the culture or whatever, do the proper things to try to help redirect, or because people, I think this is a problem in our culture with the cancel culture stuff. Somebody do one bad thing though, and they're condemned forever, not knowing that, like, people do change. I know a lot of times some stuff that people do, and we just want to get rid of them and just throw them away. But people change. And I think it's okay to let people go through their season of understanding what they did and becoming a better person and being back accepted. So, like, if the Sukis and the Sexy Reds were to realize that, okay, talking about gonorrhea and my husband or my boyfriend robbing somebody being romantic is not the best idea.
But like we was talking about earlier, they've seen that be successful for so many other people of how they make money. So are they probably going to do that?
I'm just saying, if they realize that, okay, that's not the best idea.
I'm sure they know that now.
But still, and then when they do turn around, we have to be, accepting of them.
Well, yeah, that's true. But
that's what I was getting at. Like,
the thing is, like, okay, let's say Sexy Red is to realize that her music is, absurd. And she decided to change tomorrow. Ain't nobody gonna be listening to her no more. They're gonna continue to listen to, like I'm saying, if only one person was to do it, it's not gonna
move the needle.
No.
But at the end of the day, I'm happy for Sexy Red because she made the right move for herself. I don't care what the rest
point,
like. I mean, she turned herself around, so I'm proud of that. So that's more so what I'm looking at now. Will we have 9 million more to go? Yeah, but as long as one can turn a new leaf, then everybody else can. We need to be accepting of that and not automatically just canceling and like, nope, they did that. Because look, Balenciaga and them They'd throw a blue face on something. I mean, blue face.
Blue face.
See, you got it in my head. They'd throw a black face on something, and then next thing you know, we back out here in Balenciaga. We doing runway shows for Balenciaga. I ain't gonna say no names, but we cancel each other and not want to deal with each other, kill each other. But when it comes to things outside of the culture, we're accepting. And then when people take from our culture, we dislike it, but we go support everything else outside of our culture and don't support from within. So that's why I think culture is so important, because if we support each other and uplift each other, the sky's the limit. You know, there's so much that we could do. And I feel like we need to get on track and redirect and get on the right path.
Agreed. Overall, I think just as a community, we need to just do like a deep dive and just look at everything that we're doing and like what we're putting out, and being intentional with like what we choose to put our focus on.
And be more conscious of what we're dealing with, and realizing that we were affected by the things we saw. So the things that we're doing now can affect those that are coming up. And so as young adults, it's important that we understand that and begin to shift our mindsets onto something, you know, greater. So that's all for today's episode. Be sure to give this video a like, comment, you know, subscribe, comment below what your favorite aspect of Black culture is, and or if you disagreed with something that we said. You know, I'm all here for conversation.
We want to hear y'all thoughts on what we said, and like if you think differently or if you agree, we want to have a little conversation about this.
I want some dialogue, because I know there's many different viewpoints.
Yeah, you know? Everybody has their opinion, you know. And
I'm open to all opinions. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Be sure to share this out with all of your people, everybody in your community. Be sure to tune in on all platforms, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Run the numbers up for us, and catch us on Instagram at Radiant Thoughts _ It's going to be right there, down there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate y'all for tapping in. This has been another episode of Radiant Thoughts. I'm KP.
I'm Tori J.
And we out.